What's up, everybody? I'm Matrix Andrea, and this is Dark Souls 2 New Game Plus, and today we're going to be running through Senna's Rise. So as usual, my stats, and then my gear, and then we'll get right into it. Now, I'll be honest, the first time I played through this area in 2014, I had totally forgotten that there was a doorway here, and I looked around everywhere wondering just where I needed to go for the last primal bonfire, and I'm pretty sure that I actually ended up having to look it up on the wiki because I was recording a first playthrough at the time, and I didn't want to get behind on trying to finish that out. So I ended up having to look it up, and I nearly kicked myself when I walked back to the servants' quarters and saw that there. The item here, the Bastille Key, you used to get that from fighting the gargoyles in the Belfry Luna, but it's a very nice change that it was placed on the walkways out here so that you don't need to go through that aggravating gargoyle fight if you don't want to. You can jump across the rooftops and come over into these rooms by doing that, but I don't feel like making the jump because I don't do well at platforming in the Souls games, and it's just easier for me to do it this way. Now, these undead citizens, they're among the cheapest enemies in the entire game. They run at you, they explode, and then they get up and they do it again. There are a few that don't explode more than once, but a lot of them do, either just to do damage or to do corrosion damage to break your equipment. Yeah, the only good thing about those guys is that they don't have very much HP, so you can generally take them out in one hit. And it just wouldn't be an episode here in the Lost Bastille without another visit from our best friend. So let's go fight him again. This is another area where you gotta be careful that you don't accidentally roll over the side and die. And another red-eyed pursuer, so he's prone to do the curse orbs if you don't take care of him fast enough. But I got him that time, so we don't have to worry about it. They almost always drop Twinkling Titanite if you need that for your gear, so it's always nice to take care of them when you see them. So the area that you use the antiquated key in the Lost Bastille leads you to this elevator here, and you can come straight up and avoid having to fight the ruins sentinels. But I didn't go that way because I always fight the sentinels and then I come through here. Up these stairs behind me, Strayed Cell is up there, so you can rescue him, but I don't have a Fragrant Branch of Yore, so I'm going to have to pass on that until I get one. Few items here worth picking up. Those Radiant Life Gems, they're pretty nice, so I'm not going to pass those up. And back in the old Dark Souls 2, the original version of the game, when you came up here, there were 3 archers, as opposed to the 1 that's here in the Scholar version. That was another thing that really got on my nerves when I was playing it back then. You sit at a bonfire, and then immediately you respawn 3 more archers that can start shooting at you as soon as you move. They toned it down in this release, just the 1 archer, which is better, but it would still be nicer not to have anything right next to a safe spot where you're supposed to be resting. The controls in Dark Souls 2 aren't quite as tight as they are in Part 1 or Part 3, so a lot of times when I have to walk close to an edge, I do a back step just to avoid falling off, because when you turn around, your character moves around like an idiot and is prone to just falling over the side. I made a joke about this in an earlier video, but something that's really bothered me ever since I first played Dark Souls 2 was your character model does not blink. You look like a doll. I mean, I could expect that from Demon's Souls because it was old, but I mean, you blinked in Dark Souls 1, so why don't you blink in Part 2? Doesn't make much sense. Okay, so I forgot about these guys being down here. Got him poisoned, so I'll take him out. There's also a Flexile sentry down here. That's what I was expecting to have to fight with. I forgot that these guys showed up. This is just a New Game Plus thing. And I'm going to assume that there's more than one. Oh shit. Yeah, him I expected. With the Flexile sentry, you can just stand here on the stairwell and shoot him with arrows or spam magic at him. I like to get him poisoned, but since I also have Dark Orb, I'm going to use that on him. He won't come up the stairs, so it's just a safe way to cheese him. Yeah, there's another one of those guys, too. Yeah, and that Flexile sentry, you can see he's got boss level HP. He's got 4,000 damage so far, and he's still got about half of his life left. But let's take care of this guy before we finish it up. Also, as usual, I'm not above being cheap in this game. Alright, let's finish up this Flexile sentry and then we'll move on. There's a bunch of undead citizens down here that you gotta be real careful about. When I play as my normal Faith character, I would shoot this guy with poison arrows and just stand on the stairs and wait. But since I have Hex magic, I mean, it speeds up the process. Otherwise, you would be standing here waiting for me to poison him to death. In the original version of the game, that right there, that glowing item, that was Sublime Bone Dust. Yeah, these guys are all hiding in the water, so you gotta be real careful about them. If you run up here along the pathways, you can just open up the door with the Bastille key here and run to the end, but because this boss on New Game Plus is a multiple enemy encounter, I'm going to summon Lucatiel, and I'm probably going to bring the other tank NPC with me just so that they can draw aggro from the pyromancers that show up with the Lost Center, and I'll fight him that way. Maybe it's cheap, but it's cheap that the game throws all these damn multiple enemy encounters at you while you're already fighting a difficult boss. I can already hear the community saying, oh, get good, but that's bullshit. The Souls engine was built on fighting one-on-one, and I still play that way. You know, I'm okay with doing it with just regular enemies. I got used to doing that in Dark Souls 2. That's why I really don't lock on anymore. But against bosses, that's an entirely different story. Yeah, so if you jump off the edge of the upper walkways down here into the water, these guys all come rushing out at you, and they will wreck you. So it's good to come down here into the cells and kill them all one at a time. Because if you don't, you suddenly got 4 or 5 of them running at you, and then you're just going to die. I'm trying to hit the lock-on button while I walk through here to see if it targets anything hiding in the water. Then I'm going to open up the cell, go get Lucatiel, go get the other NPC, and then I'll run down to... go down to the other boss, or go down to the boss. Although, let me take care of these guys first. When I recorded my New Game Plus 10 playthrough in June 2014, I brought Lucatiel over here with me, and she she got knocked over the side into the water. So let me take care of these guys first. And it's going to be poison as usual, because that's the cheapest, easiest, safest way to do it. Oh wow, have a nice swim. One of the things I liked about the Scholar version of this game is that when you get around lots of blood pools, it says that you can touch the pool of blood, and you'll get to see how multiple people died all at the same time, and I always have a laugh when I do that. There are a lot of blood stains down here. That's a lot more than I thought there would be for June 2016. After Dark Souls 3 is out, I figured most people would still be playing Dark 3, but it looks like this game's still got some activity in it, which is cool. Let's see, the NPC, I'm thinking it's that guy that wears the Havel armor with the dual shields that's supposed to tank for you. Yeah, Sellsword Lewitt. So it's always a mistake to bring, you know, more than one Phantom with you into a boss fight, but I'm going to do it here because I need somebody else to draw the aggro from those pyromancers. And I'm always afraid that they're going to go running over the edge, fall off into the water, but it looks like they made it, so that's good. Alright. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna use my claymore. Oh wait, I gotta light up the I gotta light up these torches first. Yeah. It makes it a little bit easier to lock on when you light up the room. And I'm just gonna hope and pray that my NPCs don't decide to fall over the side of the map, because that would not be cool. Get out of my way. When you get the center down to about 60% of her HP, two pyromancers show up in this fight, making it a lot more difficult when you're by yourself. I am not going to be doing Lucatille's story in this playthrough. I only summon her for maybe one or two bosses just to draw aggro for me. And the only reason I summoned that other NPC was to, you know, just in case they all focused on Lucatille or me. That way they'd have somebody else to target. So I'm going to take that fragrant branch of yore and go save Strayed. But I think that'll do for this episode. Thanks for coming with, and I'll see everybody again next time.